Hi, everyone. Good morning. It is just about 6 o'clock on the start of your Thursday morning. Here is the latest update as you're waking up. As of this moment, there are still travel bans in place for another 2 minutes. 6 a.m. comes, West Seneca, Cheektowaga, Lancaster, Depew, and Sloan will all lift their travel bans. At 7 a.m., Lackawanna and Hamburg will lift theirs. And at 8 a.m., Orchard Park is lifting its travel ban. But Buffalo will still have its travel ban in place until further notice. So what we're going to do this morning is kind of similar to what we did yesterday morning at 6 a.m. We're probably not going to be on as long today as we were yesterday, but certainly we want to make sure that you are kept in the know. So we are going to have the same broadcast on TV and here on our Facebook Live, Twitter, and Instagram for the entire hour. So weigh in. We're going to bring your questions to Aaron.
Good morning. It's another snowy morning in Western New York, and we want to hear your voice.
It's Thursday, January 18th. We invite you to join our live stream right now on Good Morning Buffalo.
A number of schools canceling class again today. Buffalo, Amherst, Williamsville, West Seneca, Hamburg, Cheektowaga, Depew, Tonawanda City Schools, and Lockport all closed. You can see the rest of the districts and the local businesses closed scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
As the dig-out continues across the area, the spirit of Western New York is on full display. Neighbors in the South Towns coming together, cleaning up driveways, even using tractors to do so. Local essential workers are still helping folks in need. Buffalo firefighters clearing hydrants and ready to respond in the elements. Healthcare workers also still treating patients. 7 News giving the mic to 3 nurses at Buffalo General who say they don't know when they'll be able to go home.
We signed up for it and we're just here to care for the patients. I don't really think there's nothing we can control, so it is what it is, and we're just gonna make the best out of it.
So I'll be here until at least Thursday night, possibly longer if I get mandated again.
So I came in this morning and I already signed up to stay, so I'll be here until who knows when.
Police in Buffalo rescuing 70-year-old Donald Gibson from his car after getting stuck near the Outer Harbor. In West Seneca, police using a snowmobile pickup truck to rescue dozens of stranded people.
And as travel starts to pick back up this morning, the NFTA telling 7 News flights are expected to head out after being grounded for much of the day yesterday. Meantime, NFTA services in downtown Buffalo are operational today, except for bus service south of the city. We spoke with NYTEG on what makes travel so difficult during these times.
I think people in Western New York understand lake effect, but it's hard to get people who are coming into this region not familiar with the area to understand lake effect and how narrow these bands can be and how quickly they can move. So it is challenging.
Okay, good morning to you. It is 6 o'clock right now on your Thursday morning. We want to get you updated on the very latest. Right now, travel bans as of 1 minute ago lifted in a couple of areas. West Seneca, Cheektowaga, Lancaster, then including the village of Depew, Lancaster, and Sloan in 1 hour. Lackawanna and Hamburg are lifting theirs. Ban's going to be lifted at 8 a.m. in Orchard Park, but it stays in effect, Ed, in South Buffalo.
Until further notice. In Niagara County, North Tonawanda lifting its travel ban. Travel bans are now being lifted, as you mentioned, for parts of Erie County. It's really important to reiterate, though, as you're waking up, there is still a travel advisory in place for so many areas. So what we're going to do this morning is kind of similar to what we did yesterday morning at 6 o'clock. And I was just saying on the live stream, chances are we're not going to be on as long as we were yesterday, but we want to make sure that you're in the know. So if you're watching on Channel 7, grab your cell phone. We want to hear your voice. How are you dealing with the snowfall? How are you dealing with your kids having a second snow day? Grab your phone, join the conversation on our WKBW Facebook page. Why don't you give us an update to start, Aaron, on where the snow band actually is and what we can expect today?
Snow is coming down heavily, Eden and Gola into Hamburg right now. That band is south of Buffalo. It's been stationary over the last couple of hours. It has intensified. The band is going to stay in place for around 8 or 9 a.m. and then start to shift northward. So heavy lake effect snow, snowfall rates 1 to 3 inches per hour south of Buffalo, and then lake effect snow, Buffalo northward around noontime, and then that band north will start to move back south at around 5 p.m. So just be careful on the roads. We have that lake effect snow warning in effect through 7 p.m. The band south will start to shift northward. Heaviest snow totals just to the south of Buffalo. Areas that have been hardest hit, we'll see another 5 to 9 inches of snowfall, another 4 to 7 here in Buffalo, 3 to 6 up near Amherst and Williamsville. Zooming out, check out the snow band, but also a general snow off to our west. There is that band. I have the line on the screen showing how the band's basically been stationary over the last hour. Winds will start to shift later this morning, and then that band will start to move northward. Lackawanna to Alden, southward, Marilla, Attica, dealing with the snow. Sheldon, Holland, Concord, Evans, into Hamburg. Someone just said it's hitting hard in Boston. I love this real time, because why don't I go street level to Boston along the 219, which is closed, 240 there in Colden, Boston, Colden Road, Boston State Road, Brown Hill Road, Zimmerman Road, all dealing with heavy snow right now. And you're going to continue to deal with the snowfall about 2 to 3 inches per hour through around 9 a.m. And then that band shifts northward.
Shonda, speaking for all of us this morning.
No kidding.
Shonda, thank you. We see a couple of questions coming in here. Someone was asking about the city of Buffalo. Debbie asking, is there a travel ban there? South of Broadway. So in South Buffalo, Debbie, and that area, Kaisertown, Lovejoy, it remains in effect there.
Somebody also asking about the VA area up in like the University Heights neighborhood of the city of Buffalo. No, there is no travel ban there. Take a look at your screen right now. This is the only place where there is a travel ban in Buffalo, south of Broadway. Orchard Park still also dealing with that travel ban. It's really interesting because a little bit earlier we heard that Lackawanna and Hamburg were being lifted at 7, but as you can see here, Lackawanna and Hamburg are now both lifted.
It looks like that's a map as of 7.
Okay, as of 7 a.m. Yes. Okay, so let's reiterate where these travel bans are this morning. West Seneca, Cheektowaga, Lancaster, Depew, Sloan have all been lifted. Still this morning, there is a travel ban in place for Lackawanna and Hamburg and Orchard Park. That also includes Buffalo, south of Broadway. Now, again, those are going to be staggered when they lift, so make sure that you are aware of what's going on in your community.
Robin, who's in the ban? I'm in Orchard Park. Robin, you remain in the ban right now until 8 o'clock. Now, again, that ban was just lifted in a few places. We're going to check in shortly with the highway superintendent from Lancaster. But really quickly, I just want to let you guys know, because I know some of you maybe want to run to the grocery store this morning. Top's planning to reopen its Erie County locations right now.
But the weather could impact which stores reopen. We are waiting to hear if Wegmans and Dashes are opening this morning. We heard from Tops, though, yesterday. They plan to reopen their stores.
All right. And really quickly, too, before we take a closer look and bring in our interview, we want to start your day with a little bit of a laugh. A great video that Rachel sent us from her Ring camera. This is the most Western New York thing. Take a look. And just getting hammered with snow on his way out the door.
Oh my gosh, don't you feel for that guy?
Because you know that went right down the back of his jacket.
Exactly.
It's just like, what am I doing?
And it didn't even stop him.
No,
He said,
he wasn't
I gotta go.
You know what's so funny? In parts of Western New York, when it's so cold and you get like that raindrop on you, you just feel it.
Goes right. But how about a whole roof of snow coming down on you? Yeah, and
that's what we're talking about.
In Hamburg, more snow right now. I was just checking out the cameras on NITEC. That Eden and Gola exit, you can hardly see a thing on the thruway in that area. And then you have Hamburg with some heavy snow. Now up in Blaisdell, it's not snowing. So the band from Hamburg to Eden, down towards Silver Creek, over toward Collins, Boston, Holland. And now notice just to the south of Blaisdell, there's that band. And that's where it's been stationary. Places like Wales getting some snowfall. So northwestern Wyoming, southwestern Batavia County, southwestern Genesee County, you folks will see several inches of snow before the band shifts northward in about 2 or 3 hours.
Okay, I want to answer some questions here. Darren, good morning to you. Can we get some answers about the commercial travel ban on the thruways? We were both checking overnight, trying to get those answers for you because we had the same questions. As it looks right now, there are still those commercial vehicle bans on the thruway, including the 190, the 290, the 400.
Said coming in this morning, the ban was still in place.
So there you go. So keep that in mind. That's only for vehicular commercial bans travel. So in other words, those tractor trailers. Now
That's a good one too.
on the other hand, the Skyway also is closed this morning. So everything that we were looking at yesterday in terms of closures and bans for commercial travel still in effect this morning.
The 219 was still closed as well. They had the big sign up that said 219 closed. So you had the 219 and the Skyway still closed.
That's closed from the 90 all the way down to Cattaraugus County, that 219. All right, let's bring in our guest too, because again, we just mentioned that a travel ban was lifted in the town of Lancaster 7 minutes ago. And we have the highway superintendent with us again this morning. John Pilato's with us. John, we thank you for joining us again this morning in the dark out there. I'm assuming you're in your truck today and you've been checking out the roads throughout the night?
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, John. So give it to us straight. So that travel ban was just lifted at 6 a.m. Tell us why it was okay to lift this morning.
Well, we had a quick meeting.
Well, we lost John.
John, we just lost you. He'll probably
Okay.
come back if he
So
can.
he was in Lackawanna?
Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we
he's
go.
back.
Yeah.
And it's very manageable for us right now. Our crews have been diligent, throughout the evening. So we're looking pretty good right now.
You know what, John, I hate to tell you this. We lost you for a second there. I think the cell phone service went out. So do you mind just repeating what the roads are looking like for people who are headed out this morning?
John,
John, can you hear us?
I think I lost you.
Can you hear us now?
This is like a Verizon commercial.
Yeah, okay, good. Can you hear us now? Good. Okay, so maybe we'll try to get John back at some point throughout the morning.
He was saying it was manageable in Lancaster.
In Lancaster, the band is just to your south right now, so you're in good shape, and you haven't had much in the way of snowfall overnight. That's what he was saying. Yeah.
Aaron, maybe you can answer Kim's question here. How long for this band for Angola?
Well, right now, the band is over Angola, I would say, through this morning, at least through around 9 or 10 a.m. You're getting some heavy snow right now in that Eden, Angola area. Let us know what it's like by you. There's the view of exit 57 at Hamburg. The roads were fine about 2 hours ago, and now they are snow covered once again. You see folks traveling on the thruway. I've noticed a lot of people had their flashers on. Well, that one has their flashers on. It is a slow go through that area. You did not see much in the way of snow overnight in Hamburg. The band was was not organized at all, but now the band is becoming much better organized, picking up all that moisture off of Lake Erie, and you're seeing a re-energized lake band south of Buffalo, hitting Hamburg, Eden, Angola, toward Boston, Colon, Holland, and that band is going to be stationary through around 9 a.m. and then shift northward. So expect another 5 to 9 inches of snow in places like Angola and Hamburg.
Okay. In parts of Erie County, some neighbors waking up with feet of snow this morning after back-to-back storms. Snow clearing efforts now underway. We want to, of course, go to our esteemed reporter, Adam Campos, who is live in the Southtowns for us this morning. Adam, good morning to you. Tell us exactly where you are, what you're seeing, and how things maybe have changed over the last couple of hours from when we sent you out this morning and where you are right now.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Right now, we're on our way to West Seneca. We were just driving up the 90, and it actually was looking really good when we were coming up. So that's a good sign, the fact that the freeways are cleared. And like I said, as we're on our way to West Seneca right now, the road is looking pretty clear. But just all this morning when we were out in West Seneca, or in Hamburg, I should say, Hamburg and Lackawanna, the crews have been working all day, all night, all week, tirelessly to try to clear everything out. And it's going to take some time, especially once you get into the neighborhoods. And we actually got the chance to speak to one neighbor in Hamburg right now who just says he's just trying to clear the driveways out for his neighbors right now because there's a lot of elderly people in the neighborhood that he lives in Hamburg. So he's just trying to do a good deed for them and just trying to clear it out and help them out. He says he hasn't seen a snowstorm like this since 1994. Obviously, he said we had the blizzard last year. We had the 2 storms last year as well. But in terms of a steady snow and a steady fall, he says he doesn't remember anything like this since 94. So this is definitely, it may not be like what the blizzard was last year, but this is definitely a storm that is catching people by surprise because of how much has fallen over the last week.
Well, Adam, once you get to West Seneca, let us know, and we'll take your camera there because we'd love to see what conditions look like because we know that conditions in West Seneca were really bad when they got hit with a lot of snow. Robin wondering, is there still a travel ban in West Seneca? No, that was lifted at 6 a.m. Darren wondering, is the Skyway and Route 5 open? No, the Skyway is closed along with Route 5. And there's another question from Alex.
All right, Alex, let's see here. Is it going to snow in Buffalo today like Metro? Let's let Aaron answer that, and then we're going to bring John back in. Aaron?
The answer is yes. It is going to snow in the metro area as the morning moves, as we get toward mid-late morning. Right now, that band is just to the south, Hamburg, toward East Aurora, Attica, Sheldon, Holland, Boston, Evans, Eden, picking up the heavy snow along Route 240 toward Colden. There's that heavy snow band, but the band south of Buffalo right now, we'll stay there through around 8 or 9 a.m. And then notice after that, the band shifts back up through Buffalo around lunchtime with some heavier snow here in downtown Buffalo. And then it goes further north and then shifts back southward as we head into this evening. So the band is going to move around a bit today. Right now, the band is relatively stationary in this area, and I don't expect much movement through the next couple of hours. And then it'll start heading northward back toward Buffalo, Clarence, Amherst, and Lancaster.
All right, very good. We are going to take a quick break. If you're watching us on television right now, if you're streaming with us, we're going to stick with you. We're going to bring in John, the highway superintendent from Lancaster, after this break.
Okay, so if you're watching on the stream here, we are glad that you're still with us. Let's try and test John's microphone here so that we can see if we can hear him. Hey,
Hi, John. Can you hear us?
I gotcha.
Okay,
Sorry about
there
that.
he is.
You got me?
Hey,
All right,
how you-
thank you.
Oh,
I'm
it
good.
is what
I'm
it is.
good.
Yeah.
Tired.
All right, so if anybody has any questions, tired. How many
too.
hours do you think you've been working?
Oh, geez. It's got to be over the weekend, we put in 50 straight. So you add these in, we got to be up around 75, 80 straight, 80 hours. It's insane.
Oh, my goodness. All right, well, we're going to bring you back in after this commercial, and we're going to answer a couple questions from our viewers.
Okay,
Thanks,
so
John.
Tina wondering, will the Skyway, Route 5, be open at 7 a.m. when the travel bans are lifted? The answer is no. So the Skyway is completely independent from what these travel bans are. These travel bans are in place in towns and villages, the Skyway, Route 5 being closed essentially by the DOT. So when those travel bans are lifted at 7 a.m., and we should keep in mind that Buffalo's is going to be in effect until further notice.
Correct. So, Rachel, hopefully that answers your question. South Buffalo travel ban, because it's only south of the city, right, or the southern part of the city, that is staying in place right now. And we'll let you know if we hear anything about that. Hamburg, someone asked about Hamburg. That's going to be lifted at 7 a.m., so you got about 45 more minutes of a travel ban there.
Janae, those are questions that I see your question here, and I think they're valid. Really not understanding the point of lifting the bans if 4 to 8 inches are coming back. We heard from the county executive yesterday that they, simply can't institute a travel ban for, minor snow. And all things considered in Western New York, this is really a minor snow accumulation.
I think if we think 4 to 8 inches over the course of a day is probably manageable for a lot of these crews. We can ask John when he comes back.
But there's a lot that goes into lifting that ban as well. We're going to hear from the Hamburg Emergency Services Manager. They're lifting their ban at 7 a.m. He's going to speak with us in about a half hour, 15 minutes or so. So stick with us and we will let you know.
John, how much time do we have in this break?
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
And then wondering about Blaisdell's travel ban. So Blaisdell in what? The village of Lancaster or Hamburg? Where is somebody help me out here. Blaisdell's a village where? Because I guarantee you it's being lifted along with one of the other towns.
North of Hamburg.
Blaisdell is a village in what town? Please help me. So I think just like everyone else, we are delirious.
It's been a long.
I think it's Hamburg.
Yeah. I think so too.
Thank you, Edward. I appreciate you. It's right next to right, exactly. No one knows. Shonda says it's right next to Lackawanna.
Yeah, right, exactly. Hamburg
Junie knows.
it's
in Hamburg. Okay, thank you very much. Hamburg is lifting its ban at 7 a.m. It's so funny. You know where all of these places are. You know that when you're driving down Route 5, you're going through Blaisdell, you're going through Lackawanna.
Well, and you heard John mention a little while ago that they've been working so much. And like yesterday, I feel like by the time we were on hour 5 or 6 of being live, I was a little delirious.
No
too.
kidding.
I'm like, I don't know what I'm saying.
Dylan, good morning to you. Is the 90 still closed? The 90.
We're going to John after this.
Okay, the 90 is not.
The 90 is open.
What a mess at exit 57A and 57.
Okay, so maybe we could take a look at those.
Wow.
Yikes.
Hi, Jordan.
Hi, Jordan. What's up?
Hey, Jordan.
Oh, that's so funny.
Awesome.
Shay says everyone just considers Blaisdell Orchard Park.
Roseanne, how's the 400? Is it open?
Yes.
And looking at the cameras there at the 90 at 400, it's fine right now. That band is just to the south. So I know that Adam is on his way to West Seneca, but should be fine right there. It's south of Blaisdell where the bulk of the snow is right now.
You know, we should point out that all of these places are in fact open. Like all of these roads, these main roads, the thruway, they're all open for you to use, but there's still that commercial vehicle ban in place.
Right. So JDM, not open to commercial vehicles. No.
Nope.
Lou wants to know if his employer will make him go to work downtown today. Lou, you can't drive through a travel ban, but these bans are really being lifted, so you're going to have to keep an eye on that. Downtown Buffalo is not in a travel ban. The actual downtown area south of the city of Buffalo is south of Broadway. So if you can get to your work, you know, you're just going to have to kind of figure out your own path here.
People are so creative sometimes with their Facebook pictures, Lou. Oh, dear Lord. West Seneca always gets hit hard. It was Von Miller's mugshot.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
okay.
God.
You know, I'm going to move on. Here's a view of the 90 at exit 57. That's Hamburg right there. Snow rate about 1 to 3 inches per hour in the heart of the band.
All right. So we are going to bring back in John Pilato. Stand by. We're going to bring our TV viewers back in as well.
Welcome back. It is 6:19 on the start of your Thursday morning. Thank you so much for being with us for a special edition of Good Morning Buffalo. You are looking live at one of our traffic cameras out on the roads right now, and this is what you're going to be waking up to. We should let you know that all of the main roads, including the thruway, are open this morning, but they are slick and snow covered. You're looking at exit 57 on the 90 in Hamburg, but we should let you know that there is still that commercial vehicle ban in place.
All right. And if you check our social media right now, if you've been with us throughout the morning, we've been telling you those travel bans have been lifting as the morning has gone along. At 6 a.m., for example, the travel ban in Lancaster lifted, and we have the highway superintendent with us this morning. We're going to try to bring him back in. Hi, John. Good morning to you. John Pilato. Glad to have you with us. You were saying before
Thanks
you were out on the
me.
roads overnight. What have you guys been doing overnight, and what are the roads looking like now?
Roads are clear right now. Our crews are out there right now. We got about 4 or 5 inches overnight. So they should be done. I'd give it till about 8 o'clock and all these roads are going to be clear.
So, John, maybe walk us through the idea, the process to lift this ban, because you guys are among the first to lift. It's been 20 minutes or so since that ban was lifted at 6 a.m. Why was it okay to lift today?
You know, we checked the weather. We consulted with, town officials overnight. We kind of followed, what Cheektowaga was going to do too. We kind of knew they were in that ban. We felt we had a pretty good handle on the roads where we were. Like I said, 4 to 5 inches fell overnight, and it's very manageable for us, so we decided to open.
You know, that was going to be something I was going to ask you. We've got more snow on the way today, maybe a few inches of snow. What is a manageable amount for you guys to know that you'll be able to keep those roads open and not have to put a ban back in place?
Well, this 4 to 8 that they're calling for today, it really shouldn't be a problem for us. The biggest issue is it's just compounding on what we've already had. We're running out of areas to push snow. Once this is finally over, we're going to get a plan in place to start doing some removal, open up the town a little bit better. We are asking residents to just be patient with us. These guys have been, they've been amazing through from Saturday right through today. They've been on it, and they're exhausted. We're all tired, but we're doing the best that we can for the residents in Lancaster here.
John, while we have you here, I just want to run down the list of travel bans that are still in place this morning for Maddie and for all of our viewers who are watching both on Channel 7 and here on our WKBW Facebook page, Twitter, and Instagram. Join the conversation. We'd love to have you ask those questions. Right now, the only places where there is a travel ban in place is Lackawanna, Hamburg, Orchard Park, and Buffalo south of Broadway. Everywhere else has been lifted, and there's still that travel advisory. Now, John, maybe you can elaborate about that travel advisory and what that actually means.
It just gives us the authority to call that the ban again. It gives us a little leeway as a department to with our union staffing and stuff like that. So we're happy that that's in place. We want to leave that in place until we know that we're in the clear.
All right, very good. John, we appreciate you joining us. I hope you get some sleep at some point. I know you guys have been up for a long time.
I love what Karen is saying. Thank you, John and team. Y'all have done an amazing job keeping our roads clean, stay safe. John, you guys working so hard. We thank you so much. it's a yeoman's effort, isn't it?
Please pass that along to your crew.
Oh, it is. It is. Thank you guys. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, residents, for being patient with us. We're doing the best that we can. Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
Thanks, John. Julie, good morning to you. She says, it's not bad here in Depew. Like I said, I was shoveling at 3 a.m. My side street got plowed right after I pushed a couple of tons of snow out of my driveway. Teresa, good morning to you. Thank you for the information. You are the best. We appreciate you. Yeah, Deborah, I'm also seeing this as well. We got a code red from the town of Hamburg. I'm just going through my email. It was sent about 5:45 this morning saying that the town of Hamburg has lifted its travel ban in the village of Hamburg, the town of Hamburg, and the village of Blaisdell. But as far as we know, that travel ban is officially being lifted at 7 a.m. We're going to check in with Sean Crotty.
I was going to say, we have someone who could answer that question too.
Yeah, Sean, good morning to you. Glad you're with us. Sean Crotty has been so helpful in the town of Hamburg over the last several days from Sunday on. He's really been giving us the blow-by-blow when it comes to the road situation and how things are looking. So, Sean, let's bring you in. Glad you're with us to start this day. Is there still a travel ban in place in Hamburg?
Yes, there is until 7 a.m. And those little details are what starts to fall off when you've been working for a week straight. So
if you've got one crew that understands. Yeah, I was going to say, if you got one
100%.
crew that understands, it's absolutely us. So, Sean, what do people need to know this morning? This is in place until 7 a.m.
7 a.m. The driving ban does lift. There is a travel advisory still in effect. And just like Superintendent Pilato said, it affords us some opportunities. But, winter hasn't been canceled yet. That is still in full effect. And, if you don't feel comfortable driving in snow, take the day off and find, another day to travel, to run your errands or do whatever you have to do. If you have to work, carpool or find somebody that's more comfortable driving in snow. Roads are still snow covered in places. It's still, it's still tricky to drive. The lines of sight in intersections are difficult because like the highway superintendent said, there's, snow banks that are really, really high in intersections. And that's where, crews are going to be focusing their attention on once we get through plowing the snow.
Okay, so Sean, we're seeing a lot of these comments here about the driving ban being lifted. They got the code red at 5:30. So Lynn in particular saying she received a call and a text message from the town, the travel ban was lifted. But I just want to make sure that we're very clear here and we're hearing it from the source. The travel ban in Hamburg is still in effect until 7 a.m. So Sean, maybe you can address the disconnect here. Why was that sent out at 5:30 as opposed to 7?
So we wanted to give people advance notice. We know people are eager to get up and out the door and they're planning their day. We met at 5 a.m., our town and village leaders. So we formulated the plan and, as many times as I proofread that message, I missed the little detail there of 7 a.m. So, we were communicating with our DOT stakeholders and other communities and seeing when other people were opening up as well. And that, the detail of 7 a.m. Did just slide through. I had everything crafted and just missed that detail sliding in. So that is 100% on me for the confusion. I certainly apologize for that. But certainly we are lifting the driving ban at 7 a.m.
Sean, happens to the best of us.
And you know what, Sean? Honestly, I appreciate you coming on the show. I appreciate you addressing that, and I appreciate you taking responsibility for it because, as we saw yesterday, we heard from the DOT commissioner saying that this was an unexpected storm and then conveniently had to leave.
Oh, yeah. He's been great, so appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, Sean, you know what? Honestly, if there's one person out there who's never sent something and been like, oh, come on, really? Like, we've all been there.
Right. Thank you.
Right.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it impacts a lot of people in a lot of their days. So, I mean, I sincerely apologize for that confusion. And, we coordinate things so well and we meet and we discuss things. And it's, those little details again. But I can assure you that, we're all on the same page. We're all moving forward, the two villages in a town and all of our leaders and everyone that's executing the plan. That just fell on me. So.
Sean, stay with us. We're going to come back to you after the break. We've got to take a break on TV. It's 6:27. You're watching Good Morning Buffalo.
That's so sweet, Janae. Thanks, Sean, for the work you're doing.
So sweet. And you know what? John has been so helpful. What do I keep
Both of
calling him
them,
John?
John and Sean. We have
I
both
know.
of them.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, Sean, in this case, has been so helpful for us. You know, anytime I've reached out to him, he's been communicative and transparent, and that
Only
goes a long
30
way.
minutes away, you know, so the ban is lifted in 30 minutes, correct? At 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Okay,
That's been great.
so somebody wondering about the closures and the driving ban. In Orchard Park, that's going to be lifted at 8 a.m. Christopher saying, my area travel ban is lifted, but not where I work. What should I do? I would stay home.
We know you would. No,
No, that is not true.
He never would.
I would
He
never.
like, move, you know what?
Hell on
to
earth.
be here.
No, honestly, I don't think that you are able to travel in the travel ban. So if you can work from home, that's what I would do.
Or you know what, Christopher? So if you're working out, it must be like South Buffalo, I'm guessing, if you think it's going to stay in place, because the rest of the places are opening by 8. So if you go to work after 8, you would be okay, you know? But if it's in South Buffalo, I would just kind of wait and see, and maybe see if you can work at least the first few hours from home and kind of reevaluate.
Marianne, good morning to you. Wondering if the Skyway is open. The answer is no. And then Lynn, glad you're with us as well. How much snow are we expected to get in Dunkirk, Fredonia area today? We're going to check in with Erin. That's a great question. She says it's coming down pretty hard there.
Yeah, maybe after the break, we'll go to Sean, and then we'll have Erin give us a nice forecast so you guys have an idea of what's going on here.
Brian says it's snowing hard in Marilla. Alex wondering, isn't Hamburg supposed to get more snow? Karen wondering if the post offices are be open. We haven't heard anything, so I would say it's probably business as normal.
Yeah.
In the postal
They
area.
were closed yesterday, and it is a surprise or an extreme event, let's say, when the post office closes.
You know what? I think during the blizzard they learned we can wait a day for the
30.
for the mail. Yeah, so I think there was a lot of learning during that December storm.
Janae also wondering, are the courts open in Amherst? Again, we haven't heard anything about that this morning. So I would say business is normal.
Yeah, I would say so. No driving issues in Amherst.
Right. All right, we're going to join back in with our TV viewers. Stand by. Welcome back. It's 6:30 on the start of your Thursday. Thank you so much for being with us.
We can't move back. We don't want to go back to Wednesday.
Let's go forward. Yeah.
Are you as delirious as we are? We're all on the same page here, Western New York. Glad you're with us to start this Thursday at 6:30. We want to get you caught up with that 7 weather forecast, but also want to let you know about where those driving bans are and what's being lifted. Right now, until 7 a.m., there is a driving ban in Lackawanna and Hamburg. At 8 a.m., the ban is being lifted in Orchard Park. Until further notice, though, there is still a driving ban in place in the city of Buffalo, south of Broadway.
And I feel like one of the big questions we keep getting this morning, so I want to make sure we answer this for you, is the Skyway open? It is not open right now. Stephen, we're with you. Feels like Sunday. We understand. Now, we have the emergency manager from Hamburg standing by. We're going to get to him in 1 second. Let's do a quick forecast, Aaron, and let everybody know what to expect today.
Yeah, let me show you where that band is and where it is going. We still have the lake effect snow warnings in effect for Erie, Genesee, and Wyoming counties through 7 p.m. today. Expect 5 to 9 inches of snow just south of Buffalo in the band right now. That'll shift northward later this morning. So in the band, picking up about 3 to almost 10 inches of snow in some spots, with the higher amounts central and just parts of southern Erie County. We have a general snow to the west as well. There is that band coming in off of Lake Erie. I have the arrow on the screen showing you the band over the last hour, basically in the same spot. We do have a little light snow here in Buffalo, but the steadiest snow just south of Buffalo. Hamburg getting some more snow, that band right now near Hamburg, and then it'll shift northward when the winds shift later this morning after around 9 a.m. We have snow from Lackawanna over toward Marilla, Alden, Batavia, Attica. You head southward toward Sheldon, Holland, Concord, and then northward toward Boston and Hamburg. Here in Holland, you're now seeing the snow lighten up just a bit, but the snow coming down a pretty good clip on Knox Drive along Route 16, Partridge Road, Phillips Road over toward Vermont Street, as the band is in southern Erie County right now. That's where it stays around 9 a.m. and then it shifts northward back through Buffalo later this morning into early this afternoon, and then heads back southward as we head into tonight, and finally starts to fizzle out. We'll all have snowfall overnight and into Friday. That'll be a general snowfall.
Okay, I want to address the question on the screen, but want to let you know we're just getting some breaking news into the newsroom within the last minute. The city of Buffalo is lifting its travel ban effective at 8 a.m. So for those of you who are concerned about driving to work, all of the driving bans will be lifted as of 8 a.m. So everything else will be in a travel advisory, meaning no unnecessary travel, but you are not banned from moving around Erie County.
So who was it who just asked us if you're going to work? The answer is yes.
Sorry.
Now, if you are traveling this morning, it is still snowing. It's snowing lightly here in downtown Buffalo, heavily along the thruway. We had the camera shot at exit 57A, the Eden-Angola exit, with the snowfall rate right there, about 1 to 3 inches per hour. People traveling in that area with their flashers on. So it is a slow go, Eden-Angola up toward Hamburg. The band's still just south of Blaisdell. So about a mile away from you in Blaisdell, as it is inching northward. We are seeing some light snow here in Buffalo.
Aaron, can you address Lynn's question here? How much snow are we expecting to get in Dunkirk, Fredonia? She says it's snowing pretty hard there right now.
You know what? You'll be in that like 2 to 4 inch range in that area as that band is kind of hovering along the Lake Erie shoreline. You'll see a general snow in that area tonight into tomorrow. So that Dunkirk, Fredonia area, a couple inches today, a couple inches tonight, and a couple more tomorrow.
Anne-Marie, good morning. Glad you're with us. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, there are so many little details here. So let's run down where all those travel bans actually are.
All right. So we just learned that the city of Buffalo is going to get rid of its travel ban starting at 8 a.m. But keep in mind, there is still a travel advisory across all of Erie County. Driving bans already lifted in West Seneca, Cheektowaga, Lancaster, lifted in half an hour in Lackawanna and Hamburg, 8 a.m. in Orchard Park, and South Buffalo.
Okay. Let's bring in Sean Crotty, who is Hamburg's Emergency Services Manager. Sean, good morning to you once again. So glad you're with us. Walk us through why it was okay to lift that ban here today. We know that Hamburg is seeing some more snow right now.
Right, we are seeing more snow, and we coordinate and collaborate with all of our stakeholders, our neighboring jurisdictions, our resources within the town, and we felt that it was within our capacity to handle the snowfall that's coming today. At 7 a.m., we have another 12 trucks hitting the road for our residential areas, as well as the state and county assets that are out plowing their roadways as well. So we felt that with the decreased traffic, with the schools being closed and other communities starting to open up, it was the right decision. Like I said, we communicated within our departments in town, and then outside of with our surrounding agencies and at the county level as well.
Mary, talking about Buffalo in particular, that they're lifting the ban there, but they haven't seen a plow since Saturday. Now it's Thursday. Obviously, a lot of people snowed in South Buffalo, all over the city, in fact.
You know, I'm actually just hearing too from Mike DeGeorge, who's a spokesperson for the city, again, reiterating that travel ban south of Broadway is being lifted at 8 a.m., saying cleanup is going to continue in those areas, including South Buffalo, Kaisertown, Lovejoy, the Old First Ward. Heavy snow plowing and removal operations, he says, going to continue there. I'm asking him to the question that someone had just asked about alternate parking, if that's going to stay in effect in South Buffalo or if that's going to be suspended. So we'll let you know.
Sean, what are you seeing in terms of the hardest hit areas of Hamburg?
North west of Route 20 along the lake, we did get a lot of snow in those areas, and up along the Blaisdell Lackawanna border in Orchard Park. So in the village of Blaisdell, they're keeping an on-street parking ban in effect until Saturday, just so they can get their crews to get some snow removal working in that area. Just like the superintendent, highway superintendent from Lancaster indicated, they're running out of room to put the snow.
Where do you put the snow?
So we've been trucking snow for a few days to staging areas where we allow it to melt to a liquid form back into the water table. So it's there's certain stipulations. We can't put it close to the water shed for Lake Erie because it has may have contaminants in it with the salt and the highway treating. So yeah, there's some stipulations with it, so we just can't dump it anywhere.
You
Yeah,
know, that's
somebody
nice
asked
to hear
that.
because, yeah, a viewer asked yesterday, why don't we just dump it in the lake? And that's a great explanation because you never know what could be in it.
Right.
You know, Sean, I wanted to ask you just one more thing because I know we've had this travel ban in place. And again, it's shortly to be lifted. Were people following that ban for you? Were there a lot of accidents, cars off the roads, anything that you need to deal with?
In comparison to years past, the residents that we encountered that were out on the road were truly out there. They were either essential workers or they were caretakers for either elderly family members or people that needed care. So yeah, they really did abide by the driving ban, and it was good. And that was the key to the success with the highway crews being out, was not having the disabled vehicles and disabled tractor trailers to work around.
So, Sean, we got to go to a break really quick. So if you could just quickly answer Jill's question. She says she lives in Hamburg off of 28. No plow yet in the neighborhood. She needs to get to work. Any idea when we can expect to see some plows in that area?
Well, if she wants to message our Facebook page and we can see what street, she lives off of, to see whose street it is, if it's, the county, state, or town, and then I can get her an answer for that. But I know we do have, they're changing crews at 7 a.m. So in 25 minutes, there's going to be 12 additional trucks that are going to be on the road that are going to be hitting each zone. So,
Sean, you're the best.
Fantastic.
We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for answering our viewers' questions, Sean. We appreciate your hard work over the last few days and, of course, during each storm that we see in the South Towns.
Glad to hear the weather eventually will be changing, so you'll get a little bit of rest. Thanks again, Sean. We
All right.
have a quick break. If you're watching us on television, if you're streaming with us, stick with us. So,
hey, can we go back to that one comment? Where was the street in Buffalo that hasn't seen a plow?
It's Mary's comment. Hold on one second. Let me.
Because I'm gonna text Mike and see if we can get some folks out
I'm
there.
still waiting to hear too if the alternate parking will get changed. It is South.
Oh, bring it back up.
Colassus Street.
CALASSIS
South
Street.
Colassus Street. Okay, our friend Janine is in. Do you want to go? Maybe we should do a forecast.
Yeah.
And then go to Janine. Does that sound good to you, producer John? Let me click in so I can hear you.
We're going to go to Adam next.
Okay, Adam, what do you think? Adam, Aaron, Janine? Or
Okay.
Adam, break, Janine. Got it.
I'm just texting some folks to try and see if we can get an answer.
Can we just bring Janine in so we can test her microphone so we don't have an issue again? Hi, Janine.
Hi, Katie. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Janine, everyone can see you right now. This is our family friend. We're not live on TV yet, but we're on Facebook.
1 minute.
We're going to come back to you in a little bit. We're going to go to our reporter, Adam, then take a commercial break, and then we'll come back to you.
All righty.
You're the best. Thanks, Janine.
Okay. Jill, I'm just texting Sean right now. You're on Kathleen Street. Let me know. So that we can just be exact here.
Sean, where is Patient Street too? Let us know. What town?
Okay, we're going to join back in with our TV viewers.
Welcome back, everybody. Here we are at 6:41 on the start of your Thursday morning. So glad to have you with us. Take a look. You can see that snow band still sitting in areas across Western New York.
I'm laughing at Sean's comment here. I can't bring it up because there's an expletive in there. But Sean, we hear you on Patient Street. Everyone is losing their patience, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you weighing in here. To our viewer, Jill, who is on Kathleen Street, she was saying that she was trying to get to work on 20A. We just found out that this is a town road from Sean Crotty. I'm going back and forth with him right now. He's looking into getting a plow over there for you. So stay tuned. Have a little bit of just give them a second to get there. There is that shift change at 7 o'clock, as we said. So in Hamburg, that travel ban is being lifted at 7 a.m. So you still have about 20 minutes or so before you can even drive.
So we've had Adam Campos out on the road this morning checking out some different areas. We're going to bring him in right now. Adam, tell everybody where you are. Oh boy, those are some big mounds of snow.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Yeah, West Seneca, it was hit really hard. As I'm walking through right now, I'm on Main Street. I'm actually next to one of the firehouses here, Vigilant Fire Company. This is piled high. I mean, as I'm walking by, again, I will keep repeating this like a broken record. I always use my height as a comparison, and I'm 6'5", and I'm seeing some of this eye level, and some of it even taller than me. I'm approaching this bank right here, and this is taller than me right now. So just the amount of snow that has actually come down over the last week, it's just been insane down here in this area. And all throughout the week, people have been trying to help others out. And in Hamburg, I actually spoke to somebody this morning who says he hasn't seen a snow like this in years. Yes, we had the blizzard. Yes, we had the other storm in November last year, but because of the steady snow, he hasn't seen anything like this. And right now, he just wants to make sure that he could help out his fellow neighbors during this time.
And
Well,
relatives
totally
and everything else, and we're just trying to keep everything going. And we've had the blizzard last year, but that was Thanksgiving and Christmas. I mean, those are oddities, but sustained snow like this is pretty rare. You know, we're just going to keep it, because a lot of these people are elderly, and you know, if emergency happens, we have to be there for them.
And once again, the City of Good Neighbors coming into action. He's just one example of some of people trying to help others out, try to make it easier for everybody as they're trying to get through the snowstorm right now. And like I said, the amount of snow that you are seeing all throughout each and every house in this area right now, it's going to take a lot of time for this to be cleaned up, Ed and Katie.
Oh my gosh, those are just massive amounts of snow.
Adam, tell us exactly where you are one more time.
So like I said, I'm in West Seneca off of Main Street, and the crossroad was Mill Road.
Wow.
Adam, are there cars on the road, or are these just mounds of snow?
These are just mountains of snow right now. A lot of the cars that I'm seeing, they're parked in their driveway. There's one, and then right there in the back. But besides that, there are no cars on, at least on the side roads. When we were on the main roads in West Seneca, though, again, shout out to these crews that have been working so hard and tirelessly to get these cleared. I mean, West Seneca, the main roads, they were cleared to the gravel. So it's looking really good on the main roads. It's just the side roads right now that are really taking the brunt of this.
We know West Seneca lifting their travel ban at 6 a.m., so it's been about 45 minutes. Adam, go back a couple of steps. There was a house with a TV in the living room that we could see, and see if they're watching Channel 7.
I saw they weren't, so.
Go peek through their window.
Yeah, go be like, hey, my big self walking through, I don't want to, that would be a jump scare, so.
Go knock on the door. Adam
Right.
Campos live for us in West Seneca. Adam, thank you so much.
All right,
It is
very
6:45. We want to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Did you hear him go? I looked, they weren't.
Oh, no! No!
Oh my God, it's so funny. Okay, so Janine just sent me a couple pictures of her yard. Aaron's going to turn those around. Here's what she's got.
Where is Janine?
Lancaster.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's a lot of snow. Okay. Parker's Pit, so funny. We're live at the Peeping Tom. So funny.
Julie said they got big piles here, and you guys are making me laugh.
Is the 219 open? The 219, I think, is still closed.
219 is closed from the 90 all the way to, what's the name? Ashford? Is that the name of the little town? Oh, sorry. I think it's called Ashford. It's in Chautauqua County. It's right near Ellicottville, maybe an exit or so before. Hannah, is Depew getting more snow? Hannah, we're going to bring in a guest, and then Aaron's going to join us with a full forecast. But yeah, you guys are getting more snow, but a manageable amount, it sounds like today.
So for the viewer who is saying that South Callis Street, hasn't been plowed yet, it's a dead end. I just checked in with the city spokesperson. He is checking into that for us. So keep letting us know where you are, what you're seeing, and we'll keep you posted.
You know, it's Steven, too. When Aaron comes back in, we'll ask him your question because he may have gone down the 290 today.
Okay, we got 30 seconds. Yeah, no doubt, Marion. Oh. We're going to go to, we should probably check in with some of these comments first.
Sure.
Jordan, is 2 or 3 shot? 2 shot or 3 shot? I'll just stand here.
Okay, welcome back on this Thursday morning. It's 6:47. I want to address one of our viewers' comments as we look live at the 90 at exit 57 in Hamburg. You can still see some snow falling down here. There is one street in particular that we were hearing about. I think this was from Mary, and maybe we can bring up her comment here. Mary saying that Callis Street hasn't seen a plow yet. I just spoke with the city spokesperson, Mike DeGeorge, trying to get a plow there for you. He says he's checking into it.
Here it is, South Buffalo, Calais Street.
And we should let you know that, Mary, the driving ban in Buffalo is being lifted at 8 a.m.
Quick question from Sean.
Oh, sure.
I wanted to just get answered because I thought maybe you drove the 290 today. How did the 290 look? This is Aaron.
290 was fine, down to wet pavement, a little slippery because it was salted so well. You get that standing water with temperatures near 20 right now. You will find a little ice in spots, but the North Town's totally fine right now. That'll change later this morning into this afternoon.
Beth here with us. Talk about being on top of things. You guys are the best of the best. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Look, we want you to grab your phone. We want you to be part of the conversation here, both on air and online. So if you're watching on Channel 7, let us know where you are, what it looks like outside your door, because you're really our eyes on the ground here. Aside from Adam, who's, roaming the South Towns for us.
Yeah, and aside from our next guest who's with us, who happens to be a family friend of ours, her name is Janine. She's in Lancaster. She shared some photos of her yard with my mom. And then my mom said, did you see what Janine was up against in Lancaster? So that's out one of her doors. And then wait until you see the next view. That's how much snow that they dug out of yesterday.
Oh my gosh, right. We're right there with you,
Right
Linda.
there. Oh my goodness.
Janine is with us this morning. Janine, how much snow do you guys think fell there? And what were you out doing to deal with it?
We have a lot of snow. The first round, we probably got between 2 and 3 feet, I would say. And then yesterday morning, I woke up to another foot. And this morning, we probably only got maybe 4 or 5 inches, but it's to the point there's nowhere to put it. I can't even throw my shovel up high enough on the piles. We had a high lift come in yesterday and put the snow up on top, and it's probably, 10 or 12 feet high now on my front lawn.
Wow. And for Mary Ann wondering about the driving ban in Lackawanna, that's being lifted this morning at 7 a.m. along with Hamburg. Now, Janine, you're in Lancaster. That driving ban has been lifted at 6 a.m. So the last hour or so, have you seen any cars out on the road?
No, I'm in a subdivision. There's nobody. It's pretty quiet. There's been some plows.
Oh, that's good. Good to hear that. Janine, how did you clear all that snow yesterday? You mentioned the high lift. Were you out there at one point trying to shovel too?
Well, you should talk to my husband then.
Isn't that always how it works?
Jeff's doing the hard work.
I just shoveled the pee-pee path for the dog. The rest is his job. It's a lot of work, and we have a great neighbor who lives across the street from us. He's been helping plow. My son-in-law has been coming and plowing and bringing the high lift over, but not everyone is as lucky as we are. I mean, it's pretty bad out there. We have people in our subdivision that haven't even been plowed out yet. I don't know how kids are going to walk on the sidewalk or the corners. There's 10-foot piles of snow. They were out there early this morning in my development clearing them, but it's pretty bad.
Well, isn't that the whole thing? So they've been telling everyone to shovel the sidewalks, try and snowplow the sidewalks because you need a place to walk. We saw that absolutely unfortunate event in Cheektowaga where that man died after a hit and run. He was clearing snow off his car. Jeanette, I want to address your comment here while we have Janine here as well. Is Cheektowaga's ban lifted? Yes, it was lifted as of 6 a.m. And then Kathleen also wondering about South Buffalo's ban. That's being lifted this morning at 8 a.m.
Janine, I know you have a tiny little dog. Last question for you, because I feel like a lot of us are dog owners. How's the dog in the snow?
It's been hard. We've had accidents, but the first day I couldn't even shovel out of the garage. So I shoveled snow into the garage and I was letting her go in the garage. And once we go out and clean it up, we'd clean it up and start shoveling. And She just goes down with her business at the bottom of the stairs now. I mean,
there you go. You do what you gotta.
Honestly, that's what we've been doing with Gladys also.
Because you got a tiny little dog too.
Yeah,
Janine,
she doesn't
thanks so
love the
much.
snow.
We appreciate it.
Okay, when we talk about the weather, a lot of people are wondering what Depew is looking like. Regina wondering how the roads are by Wegmans on Dick Road. Maybe you can address Depew, Aaron.
Sure. Let's we'll take a look at the forecast. Let me walk through what's going to happen with this snow ban. We still have the warning in effect for Erie, Genesee, and Wyoming counties through 7 p.m. today. In the band, snow rate's about 1 to 3 inches per hour. It is south of Buffalo, moving northward. There are the expected snow totals from now through this afternoon and into this evening. The highest amounts will be Buffalo down towards, say, Eden and Hamburg. We'll still see a few inches of snow in Buffalo and up into the north towns. We have a general snow heading toward us. We're all going to see some snow later this morning, and also that lake band coming in off of Lake Erie. There's the arrow on the screen showing the band relatively stationary over the last couple of hours, and then as it moves northward, we'll see the band make its way back into Buffalo. Buffalo getting some light snow right now with the heavier snows south of Buffalo, but that wind will shift and move back toward Buffalo and Depew and Cheektowaga, Amherst, and Williamsville later this morning. Right now, Buffalo, Lackawanna, parts of Lancaster, Alden, Batavia with some light snow. Heavier snows near Marilla, Hamburg, and East Aurora, Boston, and Holland along Route 16. That snow is coming down at a very good clip. We take a look at the hour-by-hour forecast. The band pushing back toward Buffalo late this morning into early this afternoon, further northward, and then back through the metro area before finally winding down this evening. Then a general snow for all of us. We're all going to pick up about 1 to 4 inches of snow tonight into tomorrow. Here's your hourly forecast. Temperatures in the mid-20s. Snow this morning picking up in intensity here in Buffalo as the day moves along. 20 degrees right now, 17 in Jamestown. It feels like it's 7 in Buffalo. Good news, though, winds will diminish. They're strong this morning. They will diminish this afternoon. And there's that band making its way back into Buffalo. Tonight through tomorrow, like I mentioned, we will all pick up about 1 to 4 inches of accumulation. Your forecast for today, though, that lake band south of Buffalo moving northward. In the band, you'll have 4 to 10 inches of snow outside of it, about 1 to 2. Tonight, another couple of inches of snow for everyone. And then tomorrow, a couple more inches of snow for everyone, mid-20s. A few flurries flying on Saturday. And then on Sunday, game day, partly cloudy, mid-20s, back in the 30s next week.
All right, so school tomorrow. What are you thinking, Aaron?
Okay, we saw your friend, where was she? Lancaster? Okay, where she couldn't even get the snow up. I think safety is going to be what goes into play for some of the schools tomorrow. I know Buffalo, metro area, and North Buffalo, things are fine. But since the district includes South Buffalo, which picked up about 5 feet of snow, the superintendent will have to figure out if it's safe to get those kids out with the bus at the bus stop. It will be snowing tomorrow across all of Western New York, but just a couple of inches.
Okay, so Richard, want to address your comment. Yes, as far as we know, that commercial vehicle driving ban is still in effect this morning. We haven't heard anything from the Thruway Authority. You're looking live at the 90 at exit 57A. This is Angola.
And there's a large truck with its flashers on going through. This area, 57A through 57, you really can hardly see it there.
Elmir, it looks like we're answering your question as well. As far as we know, that is still in play. We have a lot of truck drivers here with us. Commercial vehicles going to Rochester, still not on the 90.
And as far as Wegmans reopening, we need to let you know that we were not aware of any changes, so Wegmans should be opening as normal. Hey, we got to get the show on the road here. Thanks so much for being with us. We're back at 8 o'clock for Second Cup. Stay safe, everyone. Have a great day.
From snow falling on a man's head as he walks out of the house in Hamburg. To this video from Depew showing a neighborhood, vehicles and all, buried in snow. So many of you sending us your pictures and videos from this most recent lake effect storm. Western New York in a snow globe once again. These videos from Cheektowaga, where vehicles and roadways are also blanketed. Christina in West Seneca sending us these pictures from outside her home as they attempt to clear the driveway with a snowblower. And Lee in South Buffalo also putting his snowblower to work. Karen near Orchard Park, out in the elements. And parents sending us pictures of their kids as they work to keep them busy on yet another snow day in Western New York. Leah Lando, 7 News.